If your gear shifts have started feeling more like a sudden kick in the back rather than a smooth transition, your car is likely throwing a P0749 code. This specific diagnostic trouble code tells us that the transmission pressure control solenoid, D, is having an intermittent malfunction, which is a big deal because this solenoid is responsible for directing fluid at the exact right pressure to manage your gear ratios. Think of these solenoids as the gatekeepers of your transmission fluid. If they do not open or close correctly, the clutches and bands inside the gearbox cannot do their job. When this happens, you will probably see your check engine light come on and notice a significant drop in your fuel economy because the engine and transmission are no longer working in harmony. You might even feel symptoms that mimic an engine misfire, but the real culprit is actually the transmission catching in gear or slipping during a shift. The first thing I would do is pull the dipstick and check both the level and the condition of the fluid. If the fluid is low or looks like dark coffee, you have found your starting point. A simple fluid and filter change can sometimes work wonders and save you from a massive repair bill. However, you also need to be thorough and inspect the wiring harness leading to the transmission. Look for any wires that might be rubbing against sharp metal parts or connectors that have become brittle and cracked over time. Since this is an intermittent code, it can be tricky to pin down, so using a digital multimeter to check for consistent voltage and ground is essential. If you find that the resistance is not within the manufacturer's specifications, you are likely dealing with a short or an open circuit in the wiring. Do not forget to check the transmission pump and the valve body as well, because a mechanical failure in those areas can prevent the solenoid from doing its job, even if the electrical side is perfect. Taking care of this early on prevents the transmission from overheating and avoids permanent damage to the internal components that would eventually require a full rebuild.